Hello, welcome to a Sunday chat with Nick. Happy Sunday. Let's get things set up here. And I will send one invitation to Jorge. In case he want to pop in to discuss the movie. Okay, I believe he want to discuss Hacksaw Ridge based on what we discussed before, but I will try to figure that part out. But how's everyone doing? I have not seen Doctor Strange yet. We were planning to see that movie yesterday or today. My son decided that he rather see Trolls instead, and so we decided that it's best to go see Trolls yesterday when he was in the mood to go see Trolls. And then we'll probably go see Doctor Strange today or tonight after lunch, before dinner, probably. Hello, Spaceboy Jordan. So I probably will do a review of Doctor Strange maybe tonight or tomorrow, depending on when I get around to do that. But we will see Doctor Strange today. Okay. So I have not seen Doctor Strange yet. Hello, Ron Chang. Welcome in. Welcome. You have a question? I see you have a question. Let me look at the question. Trying to see Doctor Strange tonight. Same with you, Spaceboy Jordan. We had planned to go see it yesterday, but then when my son Anthony found out that the movie Trolls also came out this weekend, and he has wanted to see Trolls since he saw the commercial, the trailers a few months ago. So when he found out that Troll is out, he decided that he wants to see Trolls more than Doctor Strange, which I understand. Anthony is not a huge fan. You know, he's 9 years old. Most 9 years old, I think, prefer cartoons, Pixar over something like Doctor Strange. So I didn't fight too hard. I did try to convince him to go see Doctor Strange yesterday and then switch over to see Trolls today, but not a big deal. Not a big deal. Ron Chang says, "See Doctor Strange in 3D is better." We'll see. You know, when it comes down to 3D, I'm not a fan. Anthony is not a fan. My wife is indifferent, but we will see. Ron asked about Ancient One casting a white character instead of an Asian character. How come? I have discussed this in many live chat, and I have heard a whole lot of nonsense from a lot of people that want to win the argument. First of all, no one, nobody I know that complained about Swinton being cast as the Ancient One question her acting ability. So whether or not, hello Comic Crack, whether or not she can act was never a question. Nobody said, "Oh my God, you cast Tilda Swinton. What a horrible choice because she can't act." That is never the case. I have heard a lot of people spouting their stupid mouth saying that for all those I was hating on Tilda Swinton as an Ancient One, eat this, eat that, or you're wrong. No, that was not the point. The point was never whether or not she was not the right act. Well, the point was never about whether she can act. It was about this so-called myth that Hollywood put into this casting as if, oh, we don't want to offend Asian. We don't want to typecast or has any kind of stereotype to this character. That's why we cast a white woman instead. Has anyone at Disney and Marvel even asked an Asian person if seeing an Asian person is the ancient one offensive? Does anyone? Or is that some kind of whitewashing bullshit? Will Doctor Strange movie outperform a big way in Asian market? Well, I don't think casting Tilda Swinton will hurt Doctor Strange in the Asian market, to be honest, because first of all, a lot of people in the Asian market are not very familiar with the property. Okay, so it's not as if like a lot of people read Doctor Strange and know the history of Doctor Strange. So I don't think many Chinese or Asians will find it offensive. It's not like if Disney decided to go through with uh, the other Asian movie that they were doing. You know, it would be a different story if Disney go ahead with what was the other? There's a movie that they just announced that was supposed to be mostly Asian cast, and there was some talk and discussion that Disney is going to alter the story to include a white man in the movie. That's just insane. I think we may have talked about this before, but I saw a pretty interesting video about this from the writer of Doctor Strange movie. Yes, Comic Crack, I have mentioned that in a video. I have mentioned that interview of the writer from Double Toasted, I believe, on the YouTube channel. And as much as I think he's a good writer, I call bullshit. Okay, I call bullshit on that reasoning. Anyone that listened to that reasoning and think that it is, well, if it's not bullshit, it's ignorant. I call him ignorant. Hello, Casey. Good morning from Chicago. Yes, Double Toast. Yes, for those that have never seen the channel, Double Toast is a really good YouTube channel. Okay, it's a small channel. It's not like Collider Video with 300,000 viewer. I don't even think if Double Toast have even 100,000 subscriber. I don't even think they are nowhere near nothing. I don't even think they have even like 80,000 subscribers, to be honest. They are really a great bunch of guys. I mean, I have listened to their opinions on many things, and as with many things, I don't need to agree with many things that they say. They can hate a movie or love a movie, and I may disagree, but I like it. I like the way they dissect a movie. I like the way they call it out. I do think they were nice and soft on the writer. Sure, if you invite the writer of Doctor Strange to your little world, surely you're not going to put him through the grill and call him ignorant. Hello, Nerd Vision. Ron asks, does Hollywood studio have a hard time in casting Asian actors? I say yes. You know, the problem with the general media in general has always been, you know, Asian has definitely been kind of pushed aside in mass media for a long time. It's not new. I have since way before Bruce Lee. Okay, way before Bruce Lee, we had this issue. Okay, it's not news that Bruce Lee was going to be kung fu, right? And then they have to cast in Carradine to play the lead as a monk martial art master in the show, TV show Kung Fu, even though it was supposed to be Bruce Lee. So this is not news. What is going on in Hollywood in general has been going on for decades. Okay. And in general, most Asians are too wimpy to say something. Other minority groups has been much more outspoken in Hollywood in getting roles. Okay, much more outspoken, and in general, Asian has been much more subdued in complaining. Okay, subdue. No, Comic Crack Terrence, I have not seen it. As I mentioned at the earlier part of the chat, we had planned to go see Doctor Strange yesterday. But once we get to the movie theater, my son realized that Trolls, the movie Trolls, also opened this weekend, and he also wanted to see Trolls much more than Doctor Strange. I don't blame him. So we decided to go see Trolls instead and put off Doctor Strange until this afternoon or tonight. Okay, so I will see the movie this afternoon or tonight and then do a review tomorrow. So I can't talk about the movie at all right now because I have not seen it. Brooke is here from the UK by the horror host of Hoggoth. I definitely will see the movie. I will do a review on Doctor Strange. If not tonight, for sure tomorrow sometime. I will load the review of Doctor Strange tomorrow, and then I will talk. I won't talk much about it, and I believe on Thursday, next Thursday on Edwin's channel, Strictly Comics, with Raz and Justin, we will have a show devoted to talk about Doctor Strange because by next Thursday, I think everyone on the panels on Strictly Comics channel will have seen Doctor Strange. So we will have a full-blown live discussion with spoilers and everything next Thursday on Strictly Comics channel. Okay, but I will have my short review tomorrow. Notification said, I thought they were gonna cast an Asian girl for X-23. You're sadly mistaken. Ken Kim, hello. Sushi X? It's been a while. But I believe this is Sushi X from San Fran. Ken Kim, hello. It has been a while. Hello, Dead Clone. He said that the visual, from everything that I have heard from everyone, the visual of Doctor Strange is top notch. Okay, and it should be watched in 3D. Everyone has said not everyone, many people has said it, and I definitely will go see it and give my 2 cents. GPAP is here. Sean, got a question coming concerning your opinion on the first appearance of Valkyrie. That's a tricky one, right, Sean? I think Valkyrie her first appearances is not her, right? But I think it should count as her first appearance. And here's my reasoning. It's just like for those that disagree with Valkyrie first appearance is that Avengers issues where she's on the cover standing there with her spear or whatever it was. Avenger 83. Thank you, GPAP. If you disagree with that as her first appearance, then you might as well disagree that Iron Man 55 is Thanos' first appearance because it was not Thanos, it was a robot, right? Does anyone disagree with that? When it comes down to first appearances, I find collectors, speculators are often conflicted with self-serving BS. Yes, self-serving BS. Guess what? If you have both books, doesn't matter. That's how I feel about it. Just like Hulk 180, Hulk 181. People want to debate which one is the first. Guess what? You have both books. Don't give a shit, right? Yeah, I'm surprised. I am shockingly surprised at how Iron Man 55 has gotten a pass for so long. For so long, you hear people piss and moan about Hulk 180 or 181, and then of course there's many other not to a big extent Avenger 54 and 55, because Ultron show up in Avenger 54 as somebody else supposedly, but then he finally revealed his name in, like I said, there is so many occasions that the market is inconsistent, as I have mentioned in many videos. That if there is any consistency in the way the market treat first appearances, there is a continuing inconsistencies. And the only time that the only time that it annoys me is when I hear people contradicting themselves, with Iron Man 55, or I'm consistent. My consistent with these first appearances is it doesn't matter. Own both. End of story. Yes. I think Iron Man 55 has a little bit more than just Thanos. Surely the appearance of Drax may, as I said, may help that book from crashing in the future. Uh, Drax can be a member on the big screen for many movies to come. He's never gonna be a big character, but at the same time, it does add a little support to Iron Man 55, in my opinion. Ron asked, how much can Doctor Strange make? I think Doctor Strange will make. Disney is pretty good at their formula. Disney, as much as I dislike Disney and the formula, because I wish Marvel movies have a different tone to them, a different story structure to them, so that it's some variety to what I'm seeing on the screen. Disney has done a good job for themselves as far as managing profit, cost of making the movie, and strike a balance of humor for the average person. Okay, you got to understand, movie makers, the studios are making movies for the broadest common denominator audience out there. They are not making the movies for the hardcore fanboy. They are not making the movies for the hardcore cosplay. They're making the movie for the tens of millions of people that are willing to pay $10 to see the movie. Okay, not the 20,000 or 50,000 hardcore that are willing to pay $3.99 for the cover. They never, they should never give a damn about that audience. As much as I hate to hear fanboys piss and moan about, oh, they are ruining my love for the characters because it's nothing like the comic books. Guess what? The studio, Marvel, if Marvel is selling 60,000 copies of the Avengers right now, they should not, give a shit to the story lines of the comic books, because they care more about the 6 million potential viewers out there in the movies, not the 60,000 people that are buying the $3.99 comic books. I don't blame them one bit. I don't like it, but I don't blame them. Mikey's here. Hello, Mikey. Hulk GPAP said Hulk 126 is the first appearances of Barbara Norris. Hulk 142 is first appearances of Samantha Parrington. Yeah, I mean, on the issue, I'm not familiar with what version of Valkyrie is going to be used. I'm not sure. I don't think it's going to be a huge cast. I don't think Valkyrie is ever going to be somebody big, okay, in the movies. So I think that book, what regardless of what book it is, I don't think it's going to be hard for long. It's just like the Warlock books with the cast of the Guardian of the Galaxy. You know, it's not. We are not talking about A-listers. You're talking about people that will be in movies, will have some speaking role, will never become a major character. They will never be a standalone movie for many of these characters, in my opinion. Reader 1717, Cami, hello, hello, how you doing? Casey say, how would how do you know people won't like steak if all you offer them is hamburger? Correct as well. You know, it's just um on that issue, I'm assuming that Casey is talking about, you know, whether well, that cover a big topic really, because you know I'm sure Casey, knowing Casey long enough, you know Casey will probably be one of the few people that would complain his dislike for the X-Men movie franchise because they are so different from the book as well as the costume. You know, one of the things that Casey probably will agree is that he cannot stand how Fox cannot seem to be able to use any of the costume that was used in comic books because Bryan Singer has go on record to say that how silly yellow spandex would look on Wolverine on the big screen, but without trying, we don't know. We don't know if they try it and it didn't look good. Who knows? Like I said, at the end of the day, the problem with the X-Men movies, as I have mentioned many times, is not because of the costume. The problem I have with the majority of the X-Men movies are the story. I'm so sick and tired of the recycled story. I'm so sick and tired of seeing Magneto in every movie. Uh, I don't care how good the actor is. For the love of God, I do not need to see Magneto and in every single X-Men movies. Okay, so there's a lot of problem with the X-Men movies, and costume is the least important part of it. Um, is Captain America: Civil War taking 1.15 billion at the box office a hit? I say yes. You know, it's a hit. It's a huge hit, no doubt. It's a bigger hit than any DC movie has done so far. Um, you know, it's Marvel and Disney has done so well that as much as I dislike the majority of the movies, you know, you have to understand if you watch enough of my movie reviews, in general, Marvel movie does not get more than a 7 or 7.5 out of 10 from me. In fact, I have go on record to say that most Marvel movie are average at best. I don't care to see them more than once or twice. So it's not that I'm a hardcore fanboy. I am not the main target. Okay, I'm not the target audience of these movies. Um, I don't know who the target. I can't pin down and say that these movie target XYZ. I just know that it's not targeting me because unlike many people that love these movies that go out there and see them multiple times and buy the DVDs and all of that, I am not that audience. there's a good discussion between Terrence and Casey regarding, the motivation of the studio. The sad fact is, even the semi successful movie like, say, Thor, okay, the movie, you have to understand, Marvel makes so little money with the comic books. Okay, a successful movie can bring, like, a semi-successful movie like, say, Thor, the sequel, The Dark World, that garbage of that movie it is, made hand over fist multiple times over the amount of money that they make selling comic books in a year. That there are so little incentive for Marvel and Disney to change the formula. Like I said, it's a formula. It's a business formula. They know how much they want to make. If they're gonna put in $100 million for a movie, they expect to double, triple that after all the expenses. If that's has been working, okay, I'm not okay. First off, I'm not here to defend the studio. The fact is, if the studio have an expectation and a formula that works, they are not going to keep messing with it. They're gonna say, hey, if we put in 100 million or 150 million and we can double that, or if we get lucky and triple that, like, say, Guardian of the Galaxy or Captain America Civil War, we're gonna stick with that formula. We're gonna use the same writers, the same methods, the same story arc, whatever it is that we use that keep on working. Look at Disney. Disney has used the same methods for almost, if not all of the cartoons, right? And it works for the most part, so they're not going to change. Whether it's Lion King or The Good Dinosaur, guess what? We are going to kill off the parent, one of the parent, and make the orphan out of these characters so that it built the story arc. It's a simplistic approach, but it works. For whatever reason, it works. The audience gravitate to this generic storytelling. It irked me. It irked me that I don't see originality. I think that's what makes many Pixar movies special. Okay, a lot can be said about the Disney formula with cartoons, and a lot can be said about Pixar approach to storytelling. It does not need to resort to a set story that is generic. Yeah, the only one John brought up a point that, the X-Men movies. Oh, speaking of X-Men movies and Chris Claremont, there was an interesting article, I guess, or interview that Chris Claremont gave recently that makes some headlines. How he blamed, I think he blamed Fox. I'm trying to remember. I think I read the article online maybe 2 or 3 days ago, and I already forgot it. But he makes some references that the studio basically killed the X-Men and the Fantastic Four because of the horrible movies. I think that's what he said. Odin, good morning. Don't want to miss you. There's so many people in the chat room that I try to not miss out anybody. Regardless of what's going on, hopefully those that are interested in the movie Hacksaw Ridge. I did not see Jorge here. If Jorge was here, I would send him an invite to discuss the movie, but maybe we'll do it next week whenever Jorge want to pop in and have free time to pop in and discuss Hacksaw Ridge. But I saw Hacksaw Ridge. I did a review for it yesterday. It's on the channel. Hopefully people will find that interesting. On a lighter note, there was a big package that came to the house yesterday, and I did not even look through the page yet, but it's Heritage auction time. Okay, look at this. Usually, Heritage will send one big catalog, sometimes two, depend on how many comic books, how many original art. But they did three. Look at this, unbelievable. Okay, I have not flipped through this yet, so I just opened it half an hour ago before I made the chat. But um, here's the original art section with the Barry Windsor Smith Conan page. Jorge, you here? And then you have the comic section. I will show some eye candy in these catalogs maybe on Wednesday. And then there's a special adult only original art catalog with tons of underground stuff. I think Terrence Comic Crack would love to see this. This is, if you are a Crumb fan, if you are a Crumb fan, this is the auction. Okay, if you're not registered as a heritage bidder and you are a Crumb fan, do so, because you will never see this many Crumb original arts and other underground art up for auction all together in one massive auction. Iconic Point says that's what make Marvel good. Marvel allows directors to have vision, but you have to stay within a guideline. Absolutely. I think, Marvel has a vision that for the most part work for the average movie goer. Okay. It has worked. No one can dispute the fact that it has worked, regardless of how I feel about those movies. Like I said, I am not the target audience. It works. So they have a guideline. And if you are a director for hire and you want to take on a job with Marvel, I am sure they will say, this is our vision. Either you stay within the the parameters that are given to you, or you don't get the job. It is that simple. So it is what it is. I mean, I can sit here and complain about how much I don't like about Marvel movies because, in general, the story is weak. A lot like Marvel's Silver Age story. Weak, great villain, weak background story on the villain, and then a rush ending. That is a typical Marvel Silver Age story. Okay, whenever I read a Marvel Silver Age story, usually you get a cool character, cool name, cool look, cool power as far as villain, a decent intro of the character, a decent second story, and then the last 5 page, the hero come in and defeat the villain with some half-ass story. It's as much as you can say that you love Marvel Silver Age, most people will agree that Marvel Silver Age story tend to fall into what I just described. And that's how I feel about most Marvel movie is you have good character, not very good villain, and the ending left me often unsatisfied. OMG is here. Hello, OMG. Hello. So Jorge, you want to jump in to discuss the movie, or do you want to just talk here? If you want to jump in, I have another 25-30 minutes left on the live chat that I can discuss the movie, assuming that other people want to listen to us talk about um, the movie, but I will send you an invite, and if you're in the mood to jump in and talk about Hacksaw Ridge, you are welcome to join me. If not, it's okay. Okay. I know you wanted to discuss about that movie, and I love to hear your thoughts on what you think is wrong with the movie. What is it that you did not like about the movie? The only one, John said, thanks for saying that. By saying that about what I don't like about Marvel movies. um, oh, Jorge is here. For those in the chat, we have Jorge.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. You are outside. Are you outside?
Yeah. I'm just by the time I get home, there'll be no time to join the chat. So let me jump right in and not waste any time.
Okay, no problem.
So Nick, you love the movie.
I like the movie a lot. I give it a 9 out of 10. Yes.
Yes. So yeah. I mean, I guess no issues whatsoever with the film for you.
Um, you know, the I felt the first hour had some issues.
Yeah.
I felt the build up, the background. I understand the problem I have with the movie is no doubt the first hour, but at the
Yeah.
same time, I give it a big pass in that
Right.
in order for us to understand the characters and the motivation of who he is, they can't shortcut his belief and his upbringing and his puberty and his everything. I mean, it's no doubt, when I saw the first hour, I'm just like, I see why it need to be done this way. Or I don't have I felt it was paced a little bit slower than what I like to see. Um, but at the same
Yeah.
time, I feel that it need to tell the story of his background in order for us to feel for him. Um, but that's how that's my take on my problem. It's like, sure, no doubt. I think the as far as the second half of the movie, I have very little problem with that. In fact, I'm not gonna nitpick on anything that is not good. I enjoy the last hour of the movie, no doubt.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. It to me. The thing is, obviously knowing it's a Mel Gibson movie, he will. He just does what he does, which is all his movies have that similar theme of suffering, redemption. That's his thing. I just felt that tonally, the movie was very split because the first half they were scenes that I didn't really think were that necessary, and I can't really get into it because start talking about the movie, and I don't want to spoil. In general, as I watched the movie, it was that I noticed, like you said in the review, that the cinematography was beautiful, and it was beautiful, and for me, that actually was inappropriate for this movie because it's not a good thing, I think, for me to be watching war and thinking, wow, this looks beautiful. It tonally, it just it didn't work for me. And even the first half, it was very like Norman Rockwell, like just so perfect, so clean, so pristine, and tonally, again, it was just very split for me. The movie actually for me did feel small. It did feel small. It was not because again, it's hard for me to watch this and not think Saving Private Ryan, because I think there were. I think you said there was somebody or a few people said that it was better than Private Ryan, but in my opinion, obviously the scale was much larger in that movie, and I understand now why Spielberg removed a lot of that color, and if he just left it in, it would have this like beautiful, it just doesn't work. It has to disturb you. And yeah, the violence was this. I was in a group of people and I could hear them. For me, it's like so cinematic that it threw me off. And also some of the soldiers that were there, like, I think there were certain characters there like Hollywood or whatever that seemed like cartoon characters. And maybe it was for to just inject a little bit of humor. But like I said, the movie to me is kind of split. If you remove all the movie, that can easily be something that you see on. It felt almost too religious, like using the light to show like some heavenly power and all that. It was too much for me. But I think it's not a bad movie. I think for Mel to come back, and do that, it was good. But I'm used to Mel doing films that he doesn't, because I feel he was kind of holding back with this movie. He wanted to make a movie that was somewhat commercial, I felt. Even though when it came to the violence, Mel's not gonna, Mel is Mel, and he's gonna do, he's gonna show it. That's what he does. But at the same time, he didn't go as far, as deep as I know that he can, as seen in Apocalypto, Passion of the Christ. That's what I like about him, was like, if he makes a movie, he's going to make it, and it's going to be divisive, but he doesn't care. It's like, I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. But so I felt he was treading like it. But so I like him. I just think this one, he pulled back a little bit. And go ahead.
Yeah, I do think that he pulled back some.
Yeah.
I think because of the topic, because I think there's a dilemma with the movie, because you have this very religious man, an extremely religious man that put his faith above everything to serve the country, right? So, and at the same time, I think Mel tried not to make the movie a faith-based movie. He's trying to make a movie that is just like, okay, I'm gonna try to walk a fine line between a war movie, a man that's willing to die for his conviction, and that conviction is his religion belief. And so there are some dilemma that I understand your view, and that for the movie to be, a lot of people feel the same way, in that they say, okay, this is the movie about anti-violence, but at the same time, it almost glorifies violence with its incredibly realism, violence and brutality. So I understand that. I don't have a problem with that. But at the same time, I think because I approach the movie somewhat differently. I take it for what it is. I understand the small scope of it is. It's not to me, it's not Saving Private Ryan, because it doesn't have the grand scale. Okay, if you hear and understand how Mel Gibson did this movie for like literally like 50 million.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's nothing. Yeah,
it is a feat. It is an achievement feat that I think maybe that's sway my opinion on the movie a lot, because when I understand, I heard some people complain, oh, I didn't like the accent of some of the actor because it's all mostly Australian based. I'm just like, this movie was shot in Australia on a small budget, so Mel will use local talents.
Yeah, and I applaud Mel, because he could have money the best way that he possibly could. I mean, for that amount of money, he did everything that he could, to make it as good as he can. So for sure, because everything looked really, for what it cost to make, it looked fantastic. It looked amazing. So
yeah, it cost literally half of Saving Private Ryan.
Right.
and over a long time frame, so half is more like a quarter of the budget. So it's so I think that's why I give the movie a lot of prop, because I understand the. Like I said, the movies have issues with me. Like the first hour, a lot of pacing issue, the tone, and then the second half with the ultra violent thing. It seemed like a
Yeah.
two separate half of two different movies. But because
Yeah.
of
It's the tone. It's that. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, it didn't, like, often movies have different tone, but there was a smoother transition somehow.
Because maybe because there's more. Private Ryan has tonal issues towards the end of the movie. At the very beginning, it's very real and it's very dark, and war is just random. A guy, and then 2 seconds later, he's gone, and you just have to keep going. And towards the end, that movie becomes like an action movie. Towards the very end, but it's at the end, sort of forget about the grit of it, and it becomes like an all-out action. But with this movie, again, I mean, you saw the movie, exactly. Once they head into war, once they try to get over that ridge, that's it. It's like another. It's like balls to. And I did kind of. I just saw the crowd around me, and people were just cringing. But that's what Mel does.
Yeah,
See, I was looking at this like that's Mel Gibson. Being like, oh, so
yeah,
yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
it's
Yeah.
rough. It's rough, and
Yeah.
it's a good movie. It's like I said, for a movie like this, I tend to see it once and then I let it settle down a little bit and then see how I feel maybe the second time I see it, because it's so jarring. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's hard to come out and say that this is an awesome movie. I think it's a must see for a lot of people. For those that
Yeah.
don't mind violence movie, there's people out there that will not go see violent movie, and I'm not gonna say, oh, it's a must see for those people too. No, no, if you don't like violent war movie, don't go see it.
Right. Right.
Um, but
You're gonna give it another shot, right? Or
I probably go see it again in a few weeks when it get to the cheap $2 theater,
yeah.
and then I will see it again and see how I feel about it, and then see if I may give it a lower grade or a high grade. But like most war movie, as I mentioned, I cannot see it more than once or twice. It's not something that you can pop in and watch it again. Oh, I want to see the gore again. It's so. But that's it. So have you seen Doctor Strange? Oh, hopefully I did not. So have you seen Doctor Strange, Jorge?
Right. So,
Uh-oh. Are you still there? Look like I might have lost. Hopefully Jorge will come back. I see that the chat room is alive and well. OMG Chris agree with Jorge. Kenshi is not a big fan of Mel Gibson movie. He think Braveheart is a good movie, but Braveheart is a perfect example of a movie that when I first saw it, I love it. I thought it was an awesome movie, but then on future viewing, the second time and then the third time, my love for that movie diminished. And unlike many movies, like I said, when it comes down to like a movie that I love that I can see many times, I think I can't imagine the need for me to ever see Braveheart again, even though I enjoyed it. Now, as far as Apocalypto, that I can see again. Okay, I have said this in many videos that my favorite is Apocalypto, one of Mel's greatest, if not the greatest. Well, Rob Wise Guy is going to talk about Doctor Strange, and you can, as long as you don't spoil the movies. I have not seen the movies. Okay, let me announce that for those that are in the chat still. I have not seen the movie. I plan to go see the movie this afternoon. My plan to see it yesterday was trumped by my son wanting to see Trolls. I'm not going to do a movie review on Trolls, but it is a decent kids movie, cartoon. If you like, uh, it's a charming Is it the best cartoon? No, but out of many cartoon I saw, I said it's one of the better one, and um, it's a lot better than say something like Minions. But I would say I like say Despicable Me more. Transylvania 2, even Transylvania number 1 is better. So it's up, it's okay. It's, if I have to give a rating to Trolls, I gave it a 7 out of 10. My son might give it a 9 out of 10. Ron Chang's mentioned that FF will go back to Marvel. I'm not sure if that's official yet, Ron. If that's true, good for Marvel, good for Disney. If that is the case, okay. I have said this in many videos that the FF is not a big deal, but the FF universe is a big deal for Disney because of Galactus, Silver Surfer, Doctor Doom. There are so much in the FF universe that Marvel is drooling to get their hands on. Okay, there are so much great story to be told from that universe. So having the FF back is better for the entire universe as far as movies concerned, with stories and villains and characters. As far as FF itself, can Marvel do a movie of the Fantastic Four that is better than Fox? I think you would be a crazy person to make a bet against Marvel not being able to make a better FF movie. So it's a good thing. Oh, Jorge, you're back. What about the Ben Affleck? That looked interesting. As far as the next Ben Affleck movie, what the name of that 20 gangster piece? I'm not sure what it was, but it looked interesting. Would I go see it? Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Who owns the right to Warlock? Nerdvision asks. I believe Marvel. I believe Marvel because him was introduced in the Fantastic Four, but Warlock was not. Him became Warlock in a different. And even then, I'm not sure about the right to the characters in the Fantastic Four is very confusing, and I don't have the correct answer either. Just look at the Black Panther. Who would have thought the Black Panther does not belong to the FF universe? The Black Panther was introduced in the FF. So I don't know. I don't have the perfect answer. My guess is Warlock is not, because for a long time there was discussion of Warlock appearing in Guardian of the Galaxy movies. I have never heard anyone say that, oh, Warlock cannot be in Guardian of the Galaxy movies because he belonged to Fox. So who knows? It's been hard to avoid Doctor Strange reviews and spoilers. It has been, but I've been pretty good at. Sure, I have heard mostly positive things. And am I surprised? No. I'm pleased that Doctor Strange um, reviews have been, for the most part, positive. That means that it once again, Marvel is able to make something odd good. The formula works. Like I said, I might not like the formula. I might want to change the sauce in the formula. But hey, who am I? I'm not the target audience. Let me repeat that again. I'm not the target audience. Ron Chang asked, would there be a Harlequin movie? I I don't see how. I don't see how Harlequin can be in her own standalone movie. I don't see it. I could be wrong, but I don't see. Heck, I don't even see how she fit in the Suicide Squad. They're just squeezing her in there for the sake of popularity, but it makes no sense. She has no power. She's just one crazy ass chick with a baseball bat fighting alongside with so many meta humans with real power. And stupid. Dr. Vanchilla is here. Howdy, Doc. Yes, I think the average comic book collector fan need need to smack over their head a few times that they, you, me, and many people here are not the target audience. Okay, Marvel, Time Warner are trying to sell tickets to millions of non-readers, millions of non-collectors. We are not the target audience, so we should stop complaining that they are not making the movie for us, because we are not the target audience. They are not. I can sit here and say that the Transformer movies are garbage. Guess what? I am not the target audience. The Transformer movies are making are grossing $1 billion each movies. And Michael Bay, as much as I hate him, guess what? He is laughing his way to the bank along with the studio, because they found the target audience. Whoever that audience are, they found it, and they're gonna keep making the same movies, the same Transformer movies for that audience. Okay, end of the end. I can sit here and say, how can this movie, how can the Transformer, how can they keep making the garbage Transformer movies? Well, guess what? I am not the target audience. None of us here are. Well, maybe some people. They were thinking the target audience when they casting Swinton, Casey asked. I don't know. I don't know, Casey. In all honesty, I am floored and disgusted at the fact that Tilda Swinton was cast. Not because she's not a good actress. Let me repeat again, because every time I bring this up, there's always someone to say, she did great, so you're wrong. No, once again, I dislike the casting of Swinton because of the way Hollywood has tried to exclude Asians in general in the big movies. It's a well-known fact, not some kind of conspiracy things. We are not talking about any of that stuff. Every time Hollywood try to reason why it replace or exclude Asian, is always some bullshit reason. Okay. Now, whether Tilda Swinton was cast with the target audience in mind, guess what? Casey, here's my answer. Asians in general will not and has not bitch and piss and moan like I have to make a difference. Okay? I wish more people will speak up on this point than be silenced about it, because it's an Asian way to not complain, to be reserved, all that nonsense. Okay, the world is not going to change from not speaking up. Comic Critic say, love it when Nick swear. Yes, I have a potty mouth. I can swear like a sailor. I'm just looking at the clock. It's 11:53. The chat will be over within the next 5 to 8 minutes. So far, it's been a great chat as always. Thank you, Jorge, to pop in and discuss Hacksaw Ridge. I enjoy discussing movies with people that have different opinion than me. Okay, I have no problem discussing or debate people with different opinions as long as that person have good reasoning and can communicate their reasons that I can understand instead of just like, I hate this movie because I just hate it. OMG, Chris say, I love the Transformer movies, but correct, it is not written to grab a 50-year-old male. Absolutely, it is not. So I'm okay with it. I'm not the audience. I'm not the one out there buying the toys. So, hey, they found the audience. Michael Bay has found the audience. I do. I curse much worse off screen. Okay, I can tell you right now, my wife cringe at the way I curse around Anthony because Anthony, he's 9 years old. He's old enough to hear me using the 4-letter words. When I'm mad, he has heard it many times, so it's not shocking. But still, I understand. My wife cannot stand it when I curse a lot in the car with him, with her, or wherever. Yes, Doc, I have a week left, less than that. Yeah, a week. Yeah, a week. A week from today is going to be my 50th birthday. Yes, November 13th. My wife give me a hell of a time for swearing comment crack. Yes, I understand. Whenever my wife get mad at me for cursing like a sailor for stupid reason, she's like, why do you have to say that? Why do you need to do that? Why are you overreacting? I don't like to cuss, okay? In all honesty, I do it. It's a habit. It's the way I am. But I do have a hard time watching my videos when I cuss. I do have a hard time watching others' videos when they cuss a lot. So yes, my friend, a lot of gray, a lot of gray. Overall, like I said, I'm blessed. I got good genes. Okay, I look better than the typical 50-year-old man. Nerd Vision said that. Actually, Dave Becker said that my best days are soon behind him. Yeah, I would say. Well, my best days in this hobby for sure is behind me. Okay, because I'm not active in hunting, trying to make big deals, trying to make I have lost the desire to go and spend a lot of money in this hobby. Unlike the previous many years, okay, I would try to treat myself to something awesome for my 50th birthday. But this year, I'm like, I'm cool with what I got. I'm pretty happy with the small things that I bought. Not a big deal. I don't need to go out there and spend 4 figures on something big and to make myself feel good. Not important. Go see Doctor Strange, Jorge says. Good question, Jorge. I don't know. Maybe somebody will bring a DVD to his apartment, to his place in New York. OMG, bye. With that, a good time for me to to say goodbye. I am young at heart for sure, guys. You know, like I said, I might be 50, but um, I can thanks the big man upstairs that for the most part he has given me good health and blessed with a wonderful family. Life is good. Life is great. Good health, great family, sweet books all around me, and you guys on YouTube to keep me entertained twice a week on my live chats. What more can I ask for, right? Anyhow, time to run, time for lunch on Sunday. Thank you, everyone. And if you, hopefully, I will load my review for Doctor Strange tomorrow after I go see the movie today. Okay, so look for my review tomorrow afternoon ish. Anyhow, adios, amigos.